And the first one of the day is the old Baltimore team versus the newer of the Baltimore teams, a.k.a. Indianapolis Colts versus the Baltimore Ravens. Andrew Luck
versus
Ray Lewis.
Retiring Ray Lewis. And that's not a Ray Lewis I want to face.
No, I do not want to face a Ray Lewis.
And I understand that the team and other people might have known about it before the public knew about it. Because, listen, you can't hide this from your teammates.
No, not a guy like him. He wouldn't
and your
hide.
coaches.
He definitely told them all first. I'm sure he even told I believe the Hunt family owns Baltimore, if I'm correct. I almost guarantee he called the Hunt family and told them, hey, I want you guys to know that this is going to be it for me. He's not that kind of guy. There's no way the media found out about this before the people
No.
No way.
Everybody close to him found out before them, but still, it is a good driving, motivating factor. Not necessarily, I don't think it elevates his play on the field, but it could elevate Suggs, it could elevate Nada, it could elevate Ed Reed, who this could be Ed Reed's last ride as well. So you look at it as, I wouldn't want to play this team right now, and especially if they can figure out the fact of give Ray Rice the damn ball. They're gonna be a tough out in the playoffs. I'm telling you.
Hey, this team is one dropped pass and one shanked field goal away from being in the Super Bowl last year. I cannot believe Lee Evans dropped that pass last year. That was a touchdown in his hands, pretty much in his gut. I want to get, you don't want to take credit away from the player on New England and knock the ball out of his hand. But a veteran wide receiver like a Lee Evans, you got to make that catch. You got to make that catch. And now I agree, this is not the same team that we've all been accustomed to watching in Baltimore, especially this year. More pass happy. Defense has not been that good. But the thing about this team that I think we all know, and if you don't know, I think you should know it, is that with what they have in their veteran leadership, getting Ray Lewis back, as a defense, this is a team that will rest pride on knowing that their defense is going to show up. This D will show up this week. I believe it full-heartedly.
I want to know what it's going to take for somebody in that locker room to stand up. And now listen, it's not going to be Ray Rice himself. But say a guy like Ray Lewis or a guy like Anquan Bolden. Why aren't these guys sitting there in the meeting room raising their hand going, hey, coach. The coach is going to go, yeah, Bolden, what do you got to say? How about we give Ray Rice the damn ball? How is nobody in the locker room standing up going, this guy, all right, we didn't use him all year. How about playoff time? Coach, feed him the rock. I understand you want to play too. I understand you want to get your hands on the ball too. But when it's playoff time, you got to know who your best players are, and you got to know to get the ball in their hands. If Ray Rice doesn't get 20 touches this weekend, the Ravens will not win this game.
No, because you also got to keep Luck off the field. The one thing about Andrew Luck is he may have a lot of turnovers, but he also has the faith and confidence in himself. Like they always say, quarterbacks need to have amnesia. You need to be able to forget right away. You cannot, no matter what happens, even if you throw a touchdown pass, when you get to that sideline, you need to be worrying about what's next and not what happened. Andrew Luck has that. Andrew Luck throws interceptions, he comes back on the field and leads fourth quarter comebacks.
Oh, yeah, he takes it. He doesn't let what happened in the previous drive affect the way he comes out for the next drive. He doesn't do it. He's got a great head on his shoulders, and he's got a great attitude about it. He's never sulking or down on the sidelines or all shucks. He's constantly positive and working to get better. I really like Andrew Luck, and I think he's going to turn into something. I just don't think that this year is the year for him.
No. And that's the thing. It's his rookie year. The man's got more than enough time. This team wasn't even supposed to be a playoff team this year. They weren't. After 2 wins last year, nobody sat there and said they're going to win 11 this year. Sorry, that's a big swing in games just because you added one guy pretty much.
Yeah, nobody thought he was going to do that.
But I think the combination, the interesting thing to me, though, is that this team has guys that have been here. Won a Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl. So these guys, your Reggie Wayne, your Dwight Freeney, your Robert Mathis, they have a couple guys on this team that have dealt with both sides of the spectrum when it comes down to the playoffs. That is going to be very helpful and beneficial to the young guys on this team that haven't been here before.
Yeah.
But to me, your deciding factor, your bottom line reason for me picking the Ravens is the Ray Lewis factor. There is something about that man. Just think about when he comes out of that tunnel on Sunday afternoon and he gets to do that dance and that whole freaking stadium just erupts.
Oh, it's going to erupt this weekend.
You know what I mean? Like, think about that. Oh, I have to do this now. I have to see if I can find this. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. All right. I'm doing it.
I've always been told that.
Remember when I did this?
Ray Lewis? Yeah.
I'm not big enough.
I don't mind. Like, we can talk during it, but I just wanted to hear it.
I don't have what it takes.
Like Ray.
I prepare so no one can take what is mine. No one can replace my mind, my heart. To be the best and stay there, sweat is necessary. I'm older. Of course I'm older. That's the beauty of it. 16 years plus. Different level of wisdom, different level of understanding, different level of punishment. I want to live long after my records have fallen, long after my rings have tarnished. And whatever you got to do to make sure you chase your legacy every second of your life. Will you be remembered? How would you be remembered? Why wouldn't you fight for the greatest achievement ever? Leave your mark to endure forever.
Gotta love that. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize to sort of take us off a little bit, but I love that thing, man. Leave your mark forever. Make sure people know you are here. Love Ray Lewis, man. Shout out to Anonymous.
He's going to go down as one of the... Listen, I don't think he's the greatest linebacker ever.
No, but people are going to put him in that conversation.
He's going to be a top 5, top 7 linebacker of all time. He's going to be one of the top 10 to 15 greatest defensive players of all time. He's just been
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, yeah, he's going to be in 5 years once he retires. So let's take Ray Lewis and Andrew Luck out of the question, since we've been pretty much doing this with each game we've talked about. Who is your difference maker? Who affects the outcome of this game? Ray Rice.
Oh yeah.
I
should have said take the Rays out of this.
To me, he's the only factor, because it doesn't matter to me what Flacco does. If Ray Rice doesn't get the ball, I don't think this offense does much.
Yeah.
I think they become too one-dimensional with the pass. They try and force it too much to Torrey Smith.
To try to get down the field with him too much, yeah. Glenn puts in Ed Reed as a difference maker. Me personally, I was thinking to myself that if for the Colts to win, you're going to have Robert Mathis and Freeney go nuts, the 2 DNs. You're going to have to drive Flacco nuts, and you're going to have to keep your lane integrity or your gap integrity to stop Ray Rice from being able to break out big runs.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they have a lot of pressure on their shoulders, because A, you're going to have to get to Flacco, or really, A, you're going to have to figure out how to stop Rice, and B, you're going to have to get to Flacco. So who do you like in tonight's game? Because we're already down to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I like the Ravens. I do.
I like B more as well. I think it's a good game, though. Close game. We're gonna do a score for Washington, Seattle, since that, according to everybody, is the game to watch. So Washington, Seattle's our last game we got to talk about. We're running out of time, so let's get into it. Really, really good defense versus defense that's playing really good.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to say, with Seattle having a really good defense and Washington's defense playing really well. Defense isn't the same on the road, though.
That's the thing I want to keep pointing out about this game is Seattle is on the road. How do they play? I think RG3 and Alfred Morris have a day. Personal opinion.
You know, the last 2 times Washington's been to the playoffs, they've had to play Seattle in Seattle. They've lost both. Now they get to host Seattle.
Well, I think it's RG3's going to know he's going to be looked at against what Russell Wilson does. So I think he's going to find a way to elevate his game. I think Alfred Morris is as good this year as any running back pretty much in the league other than Adrian Peterson. He's had a better year than Marshawn Lynch, probably, believe it or not.
Not by much,
but he has. And I like the fact that Washington's home. I'm going with Washington in this game. I am. I'm picking against your Seattle Seahawks. Who you got, Dave? Dave's over here looking at numbers. I don't know.
No, I was trying to figure out what their actual road record was. I was just curious to know.
Oh, well, they only have 1 loss at home, so
They're 3-5 on the road. They didn't lose at home all year.
Oh, then they didn't lose home all year.
They went undefeated. Now they should have lost the Green Bay game.
Yeah,
That's the loss they should have had.
3-5 anyway.
But
So
3-5 on the road.
who are you going with?
They haven't lost on the road since Thanksgiving weekend.
Come on, you know you're picking them. I'll tell you what, you'd be gutless if right now you've taken Seattle all year long and you don't take them this week.
I do think Seattle wins this game.
Well, I've been asking you for the last 3 minutes.
I'm reading notes
picking?
over here.
Who are you picking? You're sitting here looking at stats like it's changing your mind.
No,
I
like Seattle in this game for the fact that I think that their defense is better than Washington's, and I think that there's corners, Browner and Sherman. I think these 2 guys are going to be able to just Pierre Garçon and their speedy wide receivers haven't dealt with guys like this all year long. And their Chancellor and Earl Thomas in at their safety spots, I think their defense is too much when it's all said and done. Yeah, that's what I think. I think that's how Seattle wins the game more than anything else. That's what I think makes the difference. So, my apologies on ignoring your question. I had my answer. I just wasn't hearing
You've had
it.
your answer for 6 months now.
Yeah, I have. Now, do I think they win it moving on? That one I'm going to have a hard time with, especially based on who they get. But I do like
All
Seattle.
right.
Are you going with Washington?
Yeah, Washington.
Why do you like Washington?
You were not paying
No, I
attention to
wasn't.
me.
Help me here. Talk to me. My bad.
I told you, RG3 and Alfred Morris.
Okay. Well, yeah, the Alfred Morris conversation I heard. I thought we were just saying who had a better running back. My bad.
No, I was saying I think they're the difference makers. I think RG3 comes out, looks across the field, and says, I know whatever I do in this game is going to be compared to what Russell Wilson does on the other side of the field. And I think Alfred Morris is just going to come in and do what he's been doing all year long.
Well, the one aspect that Seattle struggled in is their run defense. That's been the weaker part of their defense when you look at the team as a whole. So,
all right,
just to say. I mean, they ranked 10th in the NFL. Oh, what a defense. Anyway, so that's it, man. Champion
that
song?
defense also gave up a whole bunch of yards to Adrian Peterson. If I don't, over 100, I believe. Anyway.
Oh yeah, they're giving up 103 a game right now.
So, I think Alfred Morris will get about 100. I think RG3 will run for about 60 to 70. I think they both have rushing touchdowns. I think an RG3 adds another 1 to maybe 2 passing as well. I see a 20.
Well, yeah, we need a score.
I'm going 20 to. Give me 20 to 14.
20 to 14. Washington win.
Yep.
All right. I am going to go with a Seattle
My dad says
win.
forget the Notre Dame jersey, get the Wilson.
I want both. I'm going to go with a
You gotta hurry.
That's it.
Why are you dragging your
My
feet the
bad,
last
man.
5 minutes? You're
My
killing
bad.
me. We got a song to sing and all, and you're
24-14.
sitting here dragging your feet.
24-14 Seattle.